Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. I am super excited to show this to you. I was inspired to make this after watching a couple videos on YouTube. Some of the junk journal ladies have been doing these sort of deconstructed envelope style junk journals. So I wanted to make one. Mine is a sort of like vintage circus theme, and I used a kit that I got off of Etsy called Garden Circus, I think, something like that. I don't know. I can link it in the description box for you guys if you want to check it out. So this is my spin on the deconstructed junk journal. So this first little thingy here is just a small fabric cover notebook that I made. Cute little mushroom charm here, and then this wraps around. On the back, you see this circus fairy. So this is just like a wraparound cover. And then I've had this paper for a really long time. I didn't actually like the way that it turned out when I dyed it. It was a lined notebook paper. All the lines disappeared, but I think it fits really well in here. So these are all just blank. There's this little like fabric tassel. And then in the back is this little paper, good journal in the back. I do still have to go through and distress things like this. I wanted them to look a little more aged. I did print them out on coffee dyed paper, but I want to distress the edges a little bit just to give them more of an aged look. So there's that. This I'm gonna just set aside for now. We'll look at that at the end. I think there's 5 envelopes in this collection that I made. This is the first one. This tag is attached with a little brad here, and it's double-sided. You could swing it out and do journaling there, or on the front. Some sari silk image here of a circus performer. All these little circus performers have these cute little fairy wings too. I think that's where like the garden comes in, and also why I added things like the little the mushroom there. So inside of here we have, and again these are some papers that I want to go back and distress, but this is just a coffee dyed paper. Folds open. I'm not gonna open that right now, just keep this video as short as possible. Another paper that I would like to distress, but you could do all your journaling here. This is another one of those lined notebook papers that I coffee dyed. That's why the holes are in it here. But again, the lines disappeared when I dyed it. But I printed this vintage, like sort of distressed paper on it, and I think it turned out pretty nice. So tuck this in here, and then we will move on to the next envelope. Okay, so this envelope here, this is like a tissue paper. I left it hanging down. Gave it a nice little touch there. See this little guy. It's pretty cool. And then on this side, this is like a lace pocket. Got this cute little trim here, some sari silk, little bow, a little tag. I did not punch a hole in it. I might go back and do that still. And then this, another thing that I'm going to go back and distress. Some extra journaling space for you. Tuck this back in here. Okay, let me show you this really quick. Okay, and then this is this cute little image, like a circus couple on a tandem bicycle, again with the fairy wings. Some more lined, used to be lined notebook paper that has been copy dyed, and the ink kind of like settled in weird spots. So there is a lot of space for you to journal on in this collection. And you can always add your own papers and everything to it as well. Back. Another thing that I'm going to go back and distress. Tuck that here. You can hear my daughter in the background. She is playing with the new Play-Doh set that she got today. Oh, this is like, I think my favorite envelope that I made for this kit. In the front, there are these little beaded charms. Where did my son go? So that has like a kind of like green, like patina. There's another little mushroom, some wooden beads, some glass. Little fabric scrap. You could probably use this as a text spot, especially if you maybe had something to like tie around to reinforce, keeping it in its place. I really like this. I think it's so pretty. And then we got these little mushrooms here sprouting at the top. Some sari silk. And inside of this one is this little vintage book page, How to Know the Fall Flowers. So just some little diagrams. There is this like a circus poster, this like trapeze guy kind of falling down. And I printed it on this patterned paper, like a watercolor wash. And another thing that I'm going to go through and distress. And then this, I wanted like a long piece of paper for journaling. So I cut the paper to size so it would fit in the envelope, and I sewed two of them together. You can see that right there, but it's pretty long. I don't know, maybe like 1.5 feet long or something like that. And that's all copy dyed. And then there's also this, another paper for distressing. Just the edges and the back and along the folds and everything. I really like this. Like a nice pink, like super, super washed out red. So that's this one. Here, tuck these back inside. Also, I left a lot of the envelope blank, so you could add stuff to that, or journal on it, or just leave it how it is. This is another envelope. So this one and the last one that I show you, these are the two biggest envelopes in this collection. Here's some more of that tissue paper on the back, nice gold. On the front, some sari trim, little Tim Holtz clasp. Here's this super cute like rose or floral pattern, and it's, you can kind of see behind there's a little some like vintage sheet music back there just peeking out from the back. And here's these little fairy children, maybe little twins, I don't know. And this is a fabric pocket, just have a red tag inside, which also has some of that tissue paper. And this is going to be another thing that I'm going to distress. So that will just slide right in there. Inside of this one is another like circus poster type thing. I'm not sure, maybe like another trapeze artist or like he's diving into the pool. Oh, that makes sense, there's water. Clearly I've paid a lot of attention to these pages. But again, this is printed out on a pattern paper, like a watercolor wash. Another thing that I would like to distress. Here is a lady. She's really pretty. And she's just attached to this coffee dyed paper. I like this, it's got a little hole in it there. So that's super aged looking. I think it turned out really nice. And here's some more paper that I printed out. It's got some nice like staining on it already, but again, I'm going to go through and just ink it up a little bit. And so that is what is inside of this envelope. Again. And then this is a soft-cover journal. This is just like some regular scrapbook paper that I had coffee dyed, bit of fabric sewn on, coffee dyed paper sewn on, some sari silk, a nice like gold speckling pattern there, pretty trim, and here's this like tightrope walker, like ballerina lady. And then, so inside of this, it's pretty, oh, here's another fabric scrap. But this is pretty, pretty basic or naked as far as junk journals go. I just wanted you to have a lot of room to write. So you can store stuff in here. And then just a quick flip through. There's nothing extra in this. Just strictly writing. You can embellish it as you want. I'm not sure how many pages, but all that will be in the description when I list this on Etsy. And here's just some extra papers that I need to ink up. I just kind of tucked them in the back here, so you could put those wherever you want. This way. So lots and lots of room for writing in this, even though it's not a typical journal. So this, let me show you this really quick. This little envelope is just blank. I did distress the edges, but there is nothing on it. I did tack some like brown paper bag scrap inside, so you would have something to get started with on this if you wanted to embellish it yourself. So that's, you know, let me see, it'll get stuck. So I included these little like extras for you to use if you wanted to do your own embellishing anywhere on the journal, or if you want to add to it. You could do this envelope however you wanted. So we got those little beads there, and then just some extra scraps. Nice little red trim, some lace, and then some extra, this is that tissue paper. It's thick, has really good texture. And then there's this, it's just like a double-sided paper that I thought would work well to back all these extras. So you could use these wherever and however you want. If you think that this is like a little too plain for you, you know, you can just add these things in there as you like. So yeah, I really had a lot of fun making this. I did a time traveler one also, and there's some kind of like sneak peeks on my Instagram of that, but it was my first one, and I'm not 100% happy with how it turned out so far, so I'm going to work on that a little bit more. And then I think what I want to do is maybe have like 3 to 5 of these kits before I list any of them on my Etsy shop. But I do want to have them available for you guys. So let me know what you think. If there's anything that you want to see different, or anything that you think I should add or take away. Yeah, so thanks for watching. I hope you liked this little collection that I made. Like I said, I had a lot of fun doing it, and I'm definitely going to be making more. So, thank you.